Okay. I did some setting fucking around on my mic. Should be a little bit more quality. I am here and I'm ready to party. And I am so hyped up. I am so hyped. And it's gonna be grand. That's not what I wanted. We want... Hey, Space Zebra, how are you? Good. Yes, let the hate flow through you. I am cooking the greatest build of all time. I think we leave the from nothing diamond. As expected. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Not taking that. We're not taking these. We're not taking these. We're not taking that. We're not taking this. What level is that? How many? It's 115 out of 123. Why is it saying 123? I thought 123 was higher. No, it's not. Keep on keeping on. I'm doing it right now. So you're gonna do it. We're gonna go through it live so that you guys you can follow along, double check my logic. Um, so no, it's not live yet. It will be by the end of stream tonight. We're not taking lucidity. We're not taking either of those. How many points is this saving? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, I am on the old POB, so I'm gonna save this, and then how do I check for update? No update available. You're running the latest version. I'll just close it and then reopen it. It is saying it's the most recent version. Keep. Yes, Yaz, that is for sure what you can do. The only clunky thing with Mantra is I'm not sure how many power charges it's going to generate, and that'll kind of be the main thing that determines if it's good or not. And another thing you could do, no, I don't even know if you would do that. Because delayed gratification, you have to activate it twice for it to give you the power charges. But then it would give you the power charges that would be for 20, because that's like consuming the power charges. But activating mantra twice is easy enough. It's not a super long cast time. You can do that, but I don't know how reliable that's going to be. Like, again, I feel like that may be clunky, but yes, all of the tech you're explaining, Yaz, would work. I personally resist it just because I'm a hipster and I just love the class fantasy of Acolyte of Cholula, so that's why I'm not going that direction. Um, you can shame me if you want, but that's just kind of why I'm not going that direction. Yeah, all that tech would work, Yaz. I've been talking about it in Farmer's stream today. I was talking about it in Corbin's stream today. I was talking about it in the Discord and stuff like that. So yeah, like it'll be good for sure. Um, martial artists will be good. I don't. If I had to guess, I think the bell tech, where like you flicker to the bell first, I think that's bait. Personally, that bifurcate thing, but I think the unlimited mantra flicker is real tech, for sure. I'm thinking that that is definitely the case. Why does this character have so much strength? I don't even understand why. Um, oh shit, how do I undo? Is there a quick undo button? Oh, thank God. Um, Control Z actually works in PoB, that's wild. What are the other warnings? You have 2 weapons at 2 passives available. How do I allocate for weapon 2? Um, monk, manual. Okay, you just click on it. Okay. What are my other warnings? Unreserved spirit is negative. Um, we'll just turn off. Um, one of these. We'll just unenable it so that we don't have a warning. Too many gem groups allocated. We're not going to be running mantra. Nope, I want Flicker Strike to be active. Skill. I'm going to delete this. I am Volatile Dead, doesn't matter. Skeletal Warrior is good. Herald of Ice. I have more than 150 spirit. Where is it saying that I don't have it? Because I have 50 here. Oh, it's because the helmet, I didn't have the spirit requirement. What we're going to do for spirit to fix it, hey Wilgek, how you doing? Thanks for the videos. I'll be trying this Cholula tech myself. Fantastic. Super happy to hear it. The ring tree video just from, by the way, like 40 minutes ago. Yeah, I did see it. As we get some more people in stream, we may watch it together because a lot of that tech is actually going to be tech that I use from the tree. Hey, what's up, Cream? So as we wait for some more people to come in, I'm just going to do some of the boring stuff right now. I'm sorry. I'm just like basically figuring out charms and stuff like that. So that we actually have everything here of what everything is going to be relative to kind of a league start version as well as a like what the potential end game is going to look like. Enabled. And then we're going to go to items, and then we're going to add which one is unused? The hollow mask. This one is used. We're going to corrupt it just with spirit for right now. We so that we have it, so that we have the spirit, so we're not getting the warning. My unreserved spirit is still negative. We're going to increase said hollow mask to that much spirit, because the actual spirit requirements, because of new hollow mask, will be different. So the warnings will actually not be relevant. All right. All right, Ian. Sounds good, man. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Is this POB for mom? I heard EV changed, but did not understand how. Yes, my POB will be for mom. EV it was just basically wording clarification change is all that happened. So yeah, that's all it is. Hey, Bodega, thanks for following. Appreciate it. So we're gonna delete unused. Perfect. So now this is more clear. We're gonna tone down a lot of the gear so that we have like a good understanding of what league start gear is gonna look like. I'm not even gonna put rings into the build just yet. But I think we can tone down a lot of this gear. Like this is already kind of toned down, but this is just gear that I have on my current character. And then I'll show you guys the proof of concept in game, so that you all can see that. But one of the first things that I want to do now that we've got a decent bit of people in here, there's 8, so there's some good people that can talk about it. I am going to pull up the shit, just a second. I'm not going to pull that up because I need to da, 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 da. Why is it not doing this? Sorry guys, just a second. I have to hide something. I don't know why it's not. Okay, that should be good now. Okay, where is there's the Masters of the Atlas. They did the Breach Treaty, so I'm going to do PoE 2. The most recent one, Genesis Tree
Numbers
crafting.
of the Hiveborn continue to grow. They long for our world.
You guys can hear that all right?
We need to turn the tide in our favor. For it is time we take the war to them.
All right, thanks, Aelith. I'll take it from here. As we've just heard, the Hiveborn are a real problem. But what can we possibly do about it? There's one thing up our sleeve, a gift from the Dreamer himself, and it stands proudly in the monastery of the Keepers of the Flame. And that is the Genesis Tree in all its monstrous glory. The tree is split up into various branches. The branches all start from a respective womb on the tree. To birth items from the tree, we'll need womb gifts. We can bring those to the tree to grow them by placing them into a womb, but they'll need something to help them grow. When we kill the Hiveborn Aelith spoke of, we accumulate hive blood. That's right, we'll be using the blood of our enemies to feed these things. To unlock the full potential of what these wombs on the tree can birth, we'll need to acquire points to allocate along their branches. We can do this by progressing through the Breach questline and by allocating passives on the Breach Atlas tree. Now, each branch of the tree has its own focus. Let's take a look. This branch focuses on currency items.
I think this is
consumables
bait.
to help us upgrade our weapons of war. By allocating nodes on the tree, you can manipulate what type of currency can be birthed from the tree, or even how much.
If you
On
can't
this
birth
branch,
the
if
vines,
we
it's not
allocate
worth it.
for the price of one,
I actually
we'll be able
don't
to
like
get an
this.
additional exalted orb whenever we birth one.
I actually really
Next,
don't
if we
like
take
this.
Riches Beget Riches, we'll gain a chance to birth 10 additional exalted orbs. Now that we have all that sweet exalted branch goodness, let's pick up this extra exalted orb chance here, and if we path all the way up here, taking Refuse Emptiness will prevent orbs of annulment and orbs of transmutation from having a chance to be birthed, even further increasing our chances of pure exalted.
Why would you
orbs.
ever cannot birth
Now this
orbs of
is the
annulment
amulet branch of the tree.
versus exalts?
If your
You're
build
always
is
taking
lacking in some
annulments.
resistances, investing in this part of the tree
This
will
is
help
crazy.
solve your problems there. Path your way over to Imbue the Body. Now we can choose which resistance we'd like to guarantee on our birthed amulets. Let's grab fire resistance. Then while we're here, we'll take this node that improves the minimum modifier level of fire resistance. Speaking of fire, there's still some points left to allocate on this branch.
This right here is
Let's head up
fucking
to
insane.
Jewel of the Lords, another multi-select node that allows us to take a mutation from the Breach Lords themselves. Let's take Zophs. Now volcanoes will crit twice as much.
This is so insane. Just flat fire spell critical hit chance. This is very likely increased by catalysts. This is insane. This is absolute insanity that this exists. And if you're a fire spell enjoyer, this is what fire spells needed. So like you're not locked into playing Blood Mage for the base crit anymore, which is another nerf to Blood Mage, and I'm all about nerfs to Blood Mage. This is huge. And then obviously I'm curious what the other ones are going to look like, but it is pretty insane.
This here is the belt branch. Now, minion players, have you felt your belts have been lacking? With Stench of Carrion, our birthed belts can roll minion modifiers.
So the minion modifier belts are for those that peruse OnlyFans for the feet models, for the minion enjoyers out there. So I'm definitely
Then if
excited
we
for
take
you,
Necrosis,
gentlemen
we'll
and
always
ladies.
get a minion modifier. And finally, with Wrapped in Dread, our birthed belts will always have 2 minion modifiers. Don't worry, casters, we see you too. We have the same sort of approach here.
I don't like this
Imperfect
one
Sacrifice allows
'cause
caster
it's like-
modifiers. Sorcerer's Skull
I guess you
always
can
have
do
caster
Lafianjas
modifiers,
or
and
whatever.
Branded with Hexes will always have 2.
You'll see. So increase spell damage during flask effect. So belts will actually just get increased spell damage now and cast speed, but you're probably going to run Lavianja's flask or whatever the case is so that you just always have it active. So I kind of dislike this because then it just forces you into using Lavianjas so that you just don't have a mana flask. I don't actually care about that. I don't ever expect to have to press my mana flask with the build that I'm going to be building. Or even if I was a caster, because I'm not doing a caster, but if I did do a caster, it'd be Blue Flame, and I'd have more mana than I knew what to do with. So yeah, we would just run Lavianjas, but not running Lavianjas, you probably... Melting Maelstrom becomes a good option here as well, so it's looking cool.
Now we have the ring branch of the tree. There's a node on this branch that will allow you to birth a more powerful version of a familiar ring. This
It's
gives you
so
a chance to birth
insane.
breach rings from the tree, with even more.
So they're saying even more quality. It looks like, okay, so you birthed the breach ring and it had max quality on it already. So instead of 40%, it's 45%.
Quality than you've been able to previously obtain. If we combine this with an item birthed from the currency branch,
So this is where the currency branch is probably going to take off, is like Essence of the Breach or some of these other like currency items that may be generated that are unique like this. This does lose an affix, but like suffix pressure isn't that high on rings in general. So you're always taking the maximum quality because you just want the increased max mana, you want the damage to attacks, you want the all the stuff that's on prefixes. Unless you're, really wanting to solve resistances on your ring, but for the most part, you should be able to handle resistances without that.
Then we'll be able to get this ring to 65% maximum quality.
There is
This will
Gilgek.
be awesome for Mine of a Matter enjoyers.
This will also increase the
And
increased
this is
max
only
mana.
scratching the surface of what's possible.
So my existing breach ring will be insane. Oh, I deleted it because it was unused. But I'll just open up in game so you guys can see my existing breach ring. And yes, Gilgek. And then Bodega, I don't know if you're familiar with PoE 1, but my wish list is Divine Flesh. Divine Flesh is all damage goes through Energy Shield, and 50% of elemental damage you take is taken as Chaos. And then you get 90% max Chaos Res. So that's what I hope it is. Or I hope it's Apply Wither on hit, or I hope it's just more damage is extra Chaos based on like Chaos Res or something like that. But here's my ring. So the 249 and the 8%, so 179 and 6%, if we multiply that by 65%, this ring is bonkers. The new ring for Breach, instead of 179, so we do 179 times 1.65. So it's 295. So it's 300 flat mana. So it's just 40 to 50 more mana. And then 6 times 1.65 is, oh, I don't know if it's going to round up. I don't think it will round up. So it's only 9%. If it was literally 1 more percent, if it was 66, then it would go to 10. Oh, sorry. So 6 times 1.66. Wait, why? Oh, 9.96 instead of 9. Okay. So there's a sanctify angle to get the quality up too. But regardless, it's 1% extra than you normally would have and another 50 flat, which is insane. I think that just sounds super awesome. The currency tree doesn't look like bait. It looks like bait for like exalted orbs and annulments and other stuff like that, in my opinion. But there's other currency, and the other currency that was shown increases quality on rings and stuff like that. So there's some like more crafting options from Breach Tree, it looks like. Like it'll have unique crafting mechanics exclusive to Breach. Which is really actually pretty cool. So I'm super excited about that. And I hope you guys are too. Because I'm going to be going back into PoB, I'm going to turn off my flames so you guys aren't hearing all of the flame collections as I'm doing it. But we'll go back into PoB now so that you guys can see what I'm working on. This is going to be my league starter. I am going to do Acolyte of Chayula, Purple Flame. You know what? I didn't even unallocate all of the flames. Sorry. Let me unallocate all the flames. So that... Come on, let me refund. It doesn't let me just click back there. That's dumb. Okay. Back to what we were going to be doing now, Stacker. Okay. I think so, Kareem. So, build concept. Energy Shield is nerfed. The recovery of Energy Shield is nerfed. As we discovered in yesterday's stream, Leech as a recovery resource is also nerfed. I thought it wasn't going to be that impactful, but after mathing it out yesterday, the maximum Leech recovery that you can get without crazy investment is like 880, is what we're thinking. if you're hitting for at least 40k and you have 11% life leech, which like going beyond 11% life leech is just crazy suffix pressure. And then you'd also have to get like increased life in tree. You'd also have to get like Val Pact to make it feel good and stuff like that. So I just don't think it's actually super viable. Whereas, so anyways, in leagues past, I've always done Energy Shield Leech. This league, I don't want to do that because the Leech recovery is super nerfed for big Energy Shield pools. Recharge recovery is super nerfed, and I'm not playing Martial Artist that gets free recovery because GGG said so. So I don't want to give free recovery just because GGG said so. But what we can do is mana stack. And if we look at the tree, obviously Connor, 1 mana left, he's doing a blue flame Archmage Cock chunk. And I've had that concept. I was going to do that this league, but I wanted to wait and see if other people were going to do it first, because I think that's the one concept that was out there that I think was going to be more popular than others. So I was going to do that, but I also did Cock Comet last league, and I don't really want to do Cock Comet again. So I really want to go back to Flicker, because that's what I've done like every single league. And that's just really what I want to do. But if we compare the amount of nodes that we were taking for Energy Shield, and I'm not even going to include travel nodes, I'm just going to include the actual nodes themselves. We were taking all of this for Energy Shield, so that was 6. We were taking all of this, 1, 2, 3, 4, not including travel nodes, 5, 6, so that's 12. We were taking these two, that's 14. We were taking 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's 20. Or sorry, no, it's not. 6, 6, 12, 16, 18 nodes. On other build, on like some builds, I was taking even more than that because I was also getting like 1 with the river for increased defenses while wielding a quarterstaff, which is technically 5 points. So that was like 21 to 23. Sometimes I was taking extra through here. Sometimes I was taking extra through here. So in short, 4 defenses, we were also taking this, Immortal Thirst. That's 3 points. So defenses were anywhere from 19 to 30 passive tree points, not including any travel nodes. So assuming like perfect tree pathing, 30, so basically a quarter of our tree was dedicated to defenses. So I went and my max hit on this right now is 64.44, or sorry, 58.31 on Fizz max hit. Once I fix res, it'll actually be a lot higher for like actual effective hit pool. But I was looking and I'm always getting this remnant pickup range, and whether I path from here or path from down here, it doesn't matter, I'm always getting this. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's 6. We're just assuming that we're always getting this jewel node and we're always getting these empowering remnants. So that's 6 that we're putting into defense right there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we go from 20 to 30 to get an effective hit pool of anywhere from 6 to 9k. And without rings even equipped on the current PoB, we are spending 13 points towards defense as it stands right now. So we become 10 points more efficient. We don't lose that much in terms of like raw efficiency for defenses and like raw value because we're still at 5,800 max hit. It doesn't, cream. It doesn't increase your max mana if you do increase DS. So that's the idea, is that we're going to save a ton of points Maybe not as many as I was originally thinking, because I was thinking we definitely want to get Vigorous Remnants, which is 5 points. So instead of 13, it's 18, but 18 is still less than 20 to 30. So it's either equal investment into defenses or less. And our max hit is still effectively there, but our recovery of it is even stronger than it ever would be because we're going to be collecting so many remnants. And we're going to be running mana remnants. And we're boosting remnant effect, so mana remnants are constantly, like just to show you in game here, my mana remnants at level 19, not even 20, is giving me 311 mana. I can juice this up a little bit more, get it to level 21 at the end game, which I think is like 370 mana. We're multiplying that by 205% with the remnant effect that we do have. And multiplying that by 205% is, 600 mana. So we only have to collect 10 mana remnants. And they almost always are spawning because we're flickering around, always critting things, that we're always applying elemental ailments. So we're just going to be collecting mana remnants like there's nobody's business. And our flicker cost is only, so this build is 1280 because I'm running Mind of the Council. I'm not going to be running Mind of the Council because we just don't need it. Our flicker cost is only going to be 472 mana as a frame of reference. Yes, you're right, Coach Moody. I just misspoke. EV was buffed, ES was nerfed. But the problem with EV builds, and I have a good example of this that I saw, PoE2 Ninja. Give me just a second. And I'm just going to go to the tankiest acolytes from Fate of the Vol. The problem with evasion builds, I just need to find the thing that I had. So give me a second. So if we pull this over, we can see evasion builds. If we filter by the highest evasion, their effective HP is very high because they have a very good chance to dodge things, but their max hit is not great. We don't have to worry about dodging things. So let's go to somebody who's like, this guy has the literal most investment into evasion rating, but let's go to like this guy, where his max hit is 4,700 plus 1,679, and he's got 26k evasion rating. This is like the best character, right? For what it is, and he's also stacking a decent bit of deflection chance. His max hit is still only 6.4k. That's including his rings. That's including like a giga evasion chest. Like that's just including a ton of different stuff. If we look at the PoB, I'm not even wearing rings, and our Fizz max hit is 5,800. And obviously, if we wear a mana ring, we can increase that mana pool from 3,200 to like 4,500, and then we'll have like a even bigger Fizz max hit. So with an even bigger Fizz max hit, that's what we're banking on. And then we are just recovering better than anyone else because of mana remnants constantly proccing, the remnants that we're constantly collecting passively from, this is the next part of the tech. And if I turn off this helmet, which is going to be cheap, it's our BIS helmet for the entire game. It's the Hollow Mask. You can ignore the Spirit on there because I'm just like manufacturing Spirit because we're going to get Spirit on boots, and we're also going to get reservation efficiency on the Hollow Mask. So our Spirit requirements will be 165. Evasion max hit is just not enough for me. I don't want to be going through a map, be like giga invested into evasion deflection rating and still just get one shot. Why would I invest so much into evasion rating and deflection rating when I can just invest in max hit with mana, not touch energy shield because I can't recharge it or refill it easily why would I do any of that? So the hollow, it's just 15% additional damage reduction. If we take this off, we go to a 4865. So it's 1,000 fizz max hit just wearing this because of the 15 PDR on it, even though the rest of the stats are horrible. When I plugged in a BIS helmet, just to show you guys what a BIS helmet looks like, we'll look at an Ancestral Tiara, and we'll plug that in. We will plug that in with max mana, max energy shield, increased max energy shield. We'll save this, and we'll compare. 5831, 5581. A BIS energy shield mana helmet will not outperform the hollow mask on fizz max hit. Effective HP is going to be north of 15,000 once I fix the resistances on this character. And if we get Divine Flesh, it'll be even crazier. So effective hit pool will actually go north of 10k for sure. Once I fix the character in PoB here. But yeah. The other thing about the Hollow Mask, and I know that I've kind of like talked about this tech up and down until I've been blue in the face. The Hollow Mask PoB DB. Is Wildwood's Gifts. Wildwood's Gifts is essentially Into the Breach, spawning as many remnants as Into the Breach. So even when you're bossing and you don't have mana remnants to collect because you're killing a ton of monsters, we're going to be spawning twice the amount of remnants that we normally would with the Hollow Mask, and each one of these remnants is going to give us 3% mana recovery. And we're going to be collecting them every half second or even more than that. And it's just constantly going to keep our mana topped up. On top of this, if I want to use an instant recovery mana flask and Olroth's Resolve as an example, these Ancient Blooms, they grant charges to your mana flask, they grant charges to your life flask, and they grant charges to your charms. So there's even more tech with granting charges to your charms. Because this is a remnant skill and it's granting charges, our remnant effect will boost all of these as well by 200%. Plus you'll get increased charm charges gained, plus you can get increased mana and life flask charges gained, all that kind of stuff. But bare minimum, we will be getting an Olroth's Resolve use life flask. So that's 1,000 guard that's not included in the PoB. We'll be getting our mana flask, so if we use an instant recovery mana flask, we get an instant recovery mana flask charge that's likely in the 600 range for an oh shit button. We have the 1,000 guard, we have unlimited charms essentially, so we can lean into charms for tankiness as well if we want to, or we can wear Bijuborn, include a free cast on because we're going to have so much charges for charms. So like, it just is super viable. We already proved that it's the best max hit helmet that we can wear because we're not investing in evasion rating, we're not investing in armor, we're not investing in leech recovery or anything like that. So the Hollow Mask just becomes best in slot defensively. Obviously, you can still get crit and like int and other resistances on the Hollow. So like, yes, the main downside, I'm aware that minus 10 all res does kind of suck, but it's super easy to solve for elsewhere. And we lose about 30% crit. Again, not a big deal. This can be corrupted with Spirit. This can be corrupted with Power Charge. It's a level 5 helmet. It's going to drop like candy. We can get a super optimal one exceptionally easily. And the fact that this piece is going to be 1x ult the entire league. So like, your helmet piece is just covered, and it's actually exceptionally competitive with literally multiple hundred divine helmet. So it's great for league start, is basically part of why I'm wanting to use this. And I don't think I'm ever replacing it because it can be unique to the thing. So this is not only for party players or minion players. The Hollow Mask is BIS for like 95% of Acolyte builds, defensively and for recovery. So I'm just pumped about the Hollow Mask in general. Cybergift in YouTube chat asks, what is the fastest way to learn Path of Building? Honestly, I don't have a great tip for you. This is my 3rd day of using it, because before I never used PoB, but I understand that a lot of people in the PoE community really rely on PoB, so I've just been learning on the fly. I imported my mana stack character, and then I'm just making edits as I need to. So if I'm going to delete that helmet out now. So that's kind of the tech and concept of it. Obviously, the Hollow isn't in game with it, but just to show you guys the proof of concept, I'm not even wearing a helmet. I've got roughly 5k mana. Yes, I'm in more end league type gear. I can get even more than 5k mana with better gear than what I currently have, but I'll even throw on Original Sin so that my health pool is even lower. And we'll go test a map. So a map, we've got a tier 15 map. Here's the proof of concept in the character. We'll go to Forge real quick. And it'll be very similar to what you're seeing on the screen right now. I'm likely going to be running Trample Toe instead of Herald of Ice Bomber, just so that I can have Flicker travel more. But a lot of it's just not really going to matter. I even only have 5 power charges. But the build is going to look very similar to this. Just jumping from pack to pack. Your damage will be there because you have Purple Flames. I don't even have Purple Flames equipped, actually. So that's like, your damage can be even crazier. And I just took like 5-6k damage. Maybe I do need the helmet, because it gives me the power charge. Bad proof of concept. But we would have more remnants to keep us up. I took the can't be stunned jewel out, so I'm going to need to solve stun threshold in tree. But we'll go back and just continue with this. I just put the helmet in to give me the power charge, because that's helpful. And that's part of the other reason I don't want to do Herald of Ice, is because what Herald of Ice can do is it can make it so that you don't create corpses. So if you're out of power charges, then you may be out of luck. So that's why I'm wanting to transition away from Herald of Ice, even though the explosions can be very, very satisfying on Herald of Ice. But this is, again, not crazy optimized. The tree isn't at all. This is just having gear carry it, but this is the proof of concept for the character. And it's only getting better because of the Hollow and a couple other pieces of tech that are going in. But this is the proof of concept. Is that the new version of the helmet all levels, or is it just the empowered one through rune forging? It's the new version of the helmet all levels. Look out for Hollow Mask. I'm going to try your Caster Chayula build. Yeah, sounds good, dude. So Caster Chayula will also benefit from the Hollow a lot. If you're going to be a caster, I think going straight mana stacking eventually is going to be better. But yes, the Hollow will be good as an early league option for every version of character. Yeah, Jaquani's Thesis is another one that can give you more mana. This character doesn't even have Jaquani's Thesis. And then you'll basically always be one-shotting bosses. I know that my gear's pretty crazy, but I don't even have Purple Flame on for this right now. So that just kind of gives you a frame of reference for what it will look like, even unoptimized. Because all of this stuff is optimized for Wither and a bunch of other stuff that I'm probably not running in the new version. Hey, Dad of Exile. So that's the proof of concept. I'm going to be recording a longer proof of concept a little bit later in the stream once I finalize the POB. But that is giving you a good frame of reference for kind of what everything is going to look like in League Start. What was I going to do? Go back to POB. POB. So the downsides. The main downside of the character is the amulet craft. Fire Tonk would probably go purple flame. Unless you wanted to do cast on crit stuff, then you'd go blue flame to sustain the costs. Could stacking evasion with the mana make you nearly invincible, or it's not really feasible? It's not really feasible because most of the mana is coming from technically energy shield gear. So that's another problem. This is adding a good bit of effective HP, but we're going to be able to get belts like this super easily. Maybe not with the res, but the rest of it, like early league, we can easily get a belt like this. The downside, like I said, is the amulet, because we're going to want either 65 spirit amulet or 50 spirit amulet, get 15 spirit on your boots. So this is going to be the hardest craft. And you're probably going to have to craft it yourself, because nobody, unless I blow up overnight, start getting thousands of views, and then everybody wants to run my build. This is... Reaper, thanks for following. This is going to be hard to craft, because you'll have to really just craft it yourself. Max mana... Increase max mana, 3 melee skills, spirit. It's just not lovely, so to speak. It's great. It's just, this is going to be hard to craft. So you can probably wait on the melee skills for this one, and you can easily get a mana amulet without the melee skills. And like, if you just want to get the mana for early league start, like day 2, 3, there's going to be some decent mana amulets out there for you to get the things on there. But getting the melee skills for end league, this is going to be your hardest craft. That, and then just crafting like your most effective, best staff. Like, we're not going to utilize a unique staff or something like that. So we're going to want to craft our staff. And that'll be the other piece that's really hard to craft. Gloves will likely be expensive because we are going to share... gloves with martial artist people. I don't know if martial artist people are going to go for all of these stats. Like, I don't know if they're going for crit bonus. I don't know if they're going for melee skills. I don't know what they're going for yet. But the upside is we're going for energy shield, and they're going to be going for hybrid in most cases. So the energy shield versions will probably be as available as they are today. But this is just like turbo min-max. You don't obviously need that much. Again, if you don't need the offense or you don't want the offense on this, you can just go more energy shield to get more mana. So that's pretty good. Dev Chappelle, thanks for following. So let's stop stalling and talking about the tech unless people have questions. I like your idea with Hull Mask in theory, crafting its use with Biju on Infernalist with Self-Ignite on crit to Autobomb with the belt. Yeah, you can also do Fire Flower is another idea for that, Khalil. But the other thing that we don't know, and I haven't been able to test to verify, is how often those charms auto-proc, because Ignite also makes you immune to Ignite for a certain period of time, which slows down how often you can proc the charms for the auto-bombing. Use Berserk to reduce your health while rage. Have Runic Ward under your health and ES or damage. Yeah, that's a good idea for Runic Ward. Benefit from low life stuff. I think it'll just be inconsistent to like get that rolling 100% of the time, Yaz, but it is good ideas. I can't wait for tomorrow either, King. I'm super excited. All right, so let's nerf our amulet. Let's assume that we're not going to get 3 melee skills on our amulet at league start and just delete that out. We're just going to delete the +3 melee line. We can probably get 50 spirit on an amulet. Let's just make the mana like 150 and we'll make the increased mana like 7. And then that's just what we'll say we are able to find. The all res, all attributes, it's not crazy hard to find, but because we're not going to have melee skills on there, I didn't save it. God damn it. I meant to click save. We'll say it's like 150. We'll say like 7%. We'll say it doesn't have melee skills on there. Let's say it's 9 attributes, not 98, 9. And let's say it's like 10 all res or something like that. We'll save, and that's what our amulet would be. So we've nerfed our amulet. Let's nerf our robe. We'll edit this. We're likely going to want intelligence. Let's just say that we get like 22 int. Let's say that we have 30 fire res and like 20 cold res. Let's change the energy shield on it to be like 800 because that's a lot easier to get early league. And we'll save it. And did it actually save correctly? It did not. The energy shield stayed the same. It's probably because I tried to edit the top line rather than... So we need to lower the quality first. We need to edit this. We'll say instead of +95, we'll say it's like 76 and like 90 or something like that. And we'll save it. And that's still at 916. I don't think that's too crazy. This may go for like 4 or 5 div. That's probably pretty crazy, actually. So let's lower it again to like 50 max energy shield. 833. Well, actually, it doesn't have spirit on it. We would be using all 3 prefixes for energy shield. So it's probably not that crazy. But let's just say it's 800 for right now, because this is totally attainable early league. The gloves, let's pretend that we get one with like 1 melee skill. Let's say it's like half crit bonus. Let's say it's like half, let's just say it's like low rolls on the damage to attacks. And again, if we aren't happy with our Fizz max hit, then that's okay. We'll just be okay. We can always go more mana on these. And by more mana, I'm meaning more energy shield. The sandals are pretty crazy, so we'll definitely want to lower these. 30% movement speed is definitely reasonable. Let's just say that these have 30 max energy shield instead. What does that do to it? 373. I think decent energy shield boots are usually around 300. So we'll lower that down to like 300 for early league. Yeah, let's say like 325. I think that's fair. Anybody else? Does anyone think that's too unreasonable to have the boots be 320? Yeah, Reaper, absolutely, man. I'm gonna continue doing tons of builds for Chonk, and I agree that it is insane how overlooked the Ascendancy has been. I think that's changing. We've got minion players, we've got mana stackers, we've got me that's still doing martial stuff with it. So yeah, yeah. I have never tried Chonk crossbows. I'm not a crossbow enjoyer. I'm not a mace enjoyer. I'm not a bow enjoyer. I know the concepts and theories behind all of those weapon types. I'm just not an enjoyer of those weapon types. And I don't like druid weapons either. So I like quarterstabs and I like spells. Those are the things I like. Will you be running 2 of those crit fire or those fire crit rings to make fireball spell Chonk finally viable? You don't need to run 2. If they're not rings, it's an amulet, and you would just run 1. You would just need to run the 1 because going from 7% to 12% is a game changer. 12% you can cap, 7% you were never even getting close to cap. So, yeah. We already talked about the belt. The gloves are nerfed, the chest is nerfed. We do need to nerf the quarterstaff. We're not going to be running a bolting, we're going to run a sinister, so we're actually just going to delete the bolting out. And then we're going to make a new weapon 1, any type, so quarterstaff, where is it? Do they call it quarterstaff in PoB, or do they call it a staff? Two-handed melee. Staff. Physical staff is what they call it, but they don't have the... We'll just do this one and change the crit chance on it. We'll do this, and then we'll edit. So melee skills cap is going to be 5. Let's say like early, we get like a 2 or 3. Let's just assume that we're running a sinister. Just to have 2% crit chance. Let's assume tier... We can get tier 3 on here with an essence. And we would just have to have like decent physical rolls. Like tier 5... Maybe we change this to like cold. We say it's like a mid-tier cold roll or something. Let's say that we don't give a shit about attack speed, and it's just like a super shitty attack speed roll. And this is just basically leaving 2 open prefixes on the staff. So like this is a pretty nerfed staff. Like this is like end of campaign staff level. Like the melee skills, maybe 3 is too many, but like this isn't crazy, right? I want you guys to tell me if I'm crazy, because I feel like I'm not crazy if I'm doing that. Another thing with this, flames are not in the configuration at all. So whatever number you see on average damage per hit, multiply it by 2. No, multiply it by 3, I'm sorry. Well, we'll say 2.5. Say 2.5. So average damage per hit is 25k, which is totally reasonable for early maps. You can kill everything with that. So anybody else thinking that level of a quarterstaff would be too insane for early maps into tier 15s? I really don't think so. I think that's going to be a really cheap one. I do have a from nothing in here, but I don't want to change the tree too much. Because I'm definitely going from nothing, because these points are just like giga value. So we're definitely going from nothing. So you can sue me. We can figure out the tree a little bit more in depth later on, but that's for sure happening. But we do need to move some points around, because we need to get to the mana remnants. So I'm thinking about the best way to go about doing that. Because I'm thinking pretty ethical stuff, yeah. Add this line of text to the custom modifier to simulate purple flames. Gain 160% damage is extra chaos damage. Thanks, Slayer. I will do that. And it does work. See, it more than tripled our damage. 35, 36K. And that's not even like fully juiced remnant effectiveness yet. So that's correct. I mean, that's really good average damage for like really shit early league. If anybody was watching X the Farmer, his quarterstaff damage, and he had a way better quarterstaff, and he had 2 melee skill gloves, like, and his tooltip was like 32K. So I'm so confident this is gonna work. I'm so excited. Who's excited for league start? Give me a fucking booba in the chat or something if you guys are excited for league start, because this is like, it hasn't been fully updated yet, false flags, but Flicker is going to be among the strongest among Marshall. Add power charges in the configuration area and get your real crit chance with scale the number even higher. I am running it. Do you use power charges? Yes. Number of power charges. Holy shit. Have I crit in the past 8 seconds? Have you dealt a non-crit hit recently? Have I been hit recently? I'm not going to care about that. Is the enemy shocked? Yes. Effective shock, if not maximum. Yes, we will be shocking, so that will be 20%. That is reasonable. Momentum would be 40%, but it's not calculating that. So I haven't even put like effective PoB runes in yet. Against level 82. Are you always on full life? Yes. Did that increase my crit chance when I said yes? It did, because of charge regulation, so we're in good shape. It does, CRWM. First crits, then all crit. It snapshots stats, it snapshots damages extra, all that kind of stuff. Thanks for the booba Power Weasel, and thanks for the booba Gilgek. It won't be a slow struggle, Dev, I promise you. You get purple flames in Act 3, and you're big chillin'. And it carries you through the rest of the game. It's that easy. I'm serious. Flicker's snapshot mechanic is not written in the game files. It's just Flicker enthusiasts have done the math on everything and figured out all of this. There's no like official Bible word for any of this kind of stuff. It's just everyone that knows Flicker has come and put their minds together on it and explained how it works. Super exciting to hear the perfect game. Perfect Game on YouTube says, never been more excited in my life. King says, for 0.4 I farmed Spirit ATDs because they were selling for like 2K div. Might do it again. That's definitely good. CRWM, the other mechanics that can potentially snapshot, like Falling Thunder, technically, Flicker and Falling Thunder essentially fall into the same category. The benefit of Flicker is it's easier to crit cap because of the quality on Flicker. The benefit of Falling Thunder is all the damage comes out at once, so you're not at the mercy of anything that Flicker is going to do. But the fact that Flicker can crit cap easier means you can put more points into flat damage in the tree, rather than getting more critical hit chance. Gonna be hard to sleep tonight, so hyped. That's what False Flag said on YouTube. Gilgek on Twitch says, to be honest, I haven't been this much excited about a game in a while. The wait is killing me. What do you think about rushing Genesis Treecraft and trying to get some good staffs from there? So Reaper, do you play a lot of PoE 1? Because I don't even know like what the potential is for crafting with Genesis Tree is. Yeah, Power Weasel, you're absolutely right. truthfully. I think you're right and correct in wanting to go that direction with things. No weapons on tree, perfect game says. So currency, amulet, rings, belts. That's the plan for PoE 2. Okay. The new Genesis tree is way bigger than PoE 1. Yeah, I think you're right, Shiffers. That it'll only be jewelry. Because of what they were showing. It's like currency area, amulet area, ring area, belt area. I don't think that tree is going to have staff. Staff crafting's easy. If you guys watch me early league, or hit up the Discord, like I'm so serious. Please join the Discord. If you guys want help, I'm looking to grow the Discord. I'm looking to grow the Twitch. I'm looking to grow the YouTube. I'm not going to gatekeep anything. If you guys want help crafting a staff, I'll tell you step by step. I'm always on Discord, even if I'm not online. If you need help crafting a staff, the whole Discord's got you. We've got like 8 people in there that know what the fuck they're doing with it. So if I'm not online, Blank's online, Slayer's online, Cream's online, Reese might be online. Like there's tons of people that are there to help you. It was a huge tree. I don't gatekeep anything. I encourage content creation. I encourage other people's builds too. We've got other mana stackers in there. They're going to do mana stack mace. We've got life stackers. We've got spell flame stuff. Whatever, Slayer, whatever you're calling your archetype. I don't even know what you're calling your archetype. But come in. Please join the Discord. It's popping in there. People are talking in there every day. So if you want like a hype area to continue talking about Poe when you're not at the computer, that you can join in. Yeah, Gravespell. Happy to hear it, my friend. Latina Dump Truck is the name. That's the name of Slayer's build. Yeah, I don't have a command. I haven't set up commands and stuff. I'll work on it. I'm not a professional at this yet, but they'll get better over time. Like the more you guys support the channel, the more time I can put into it and then obviously make things better. But the Discord's just in the summary section of like below the stream or whatever the case is. Hey Twisted, how you doing? All right. So now that the preset's done, we'll see like we see the resistances. That's why chaos is so good. We're not even including despair in this calculation, which is something else that would be really powerful. Other items that we need to get set up. We need to figure out what we're doing with rings. Early game rings, I don't even know what we're doing with that. Like our max hit right now is 5,400 with super shit gear. So I think rings just become like resistance. Because I don't have resistance on gloves. I've got okay resistance on chest. I've got okay resistance on amulet. I've only got chaos resistance on the boots. I've got -10 and some chaos on hollow mask. I need to nerf this. I think I do need to nerf the belt a little bit. But we're also going to be doubling our chaos res. So that's actually, I don't know if we'll even need that much. Tree, scroll out. We are not taking leech, we're not taking vol, we're taking hidden. If hidden isn't good, we're taking vol. And vol will be really easy to maximize. So even if the hidden is shit, this build will have volatility as a bossing tool, which will increase our damage. So boss damage average hit right now in shit gear is 87k per hit from Flicker, and we'll do like 1 billion hits. And I'm not even sure that this is all perfectly calculated. But if we go to the config and we do volatility cheese, this number goes to 360, and our average damage is 164k. So if we're struggling with damage, we can go volatility. It's one node change, and it's free. So yeah. Blue. He. I think Overture. It'll be pretty similar to Connor's, but he's doing some stuff a bit different, and I think he's trying to do potentially Purple Flame rather than Archmage. As a couple of things that we're looking to do there. Okay, so we can nerf the belt quite a bit now, so let's do that. So we'll edit, we'll say that the cold resistance is like 30, and we'll say the chaos resistance is 10. And then save that and see where we end. We'll say we'll be fair to ourselves. The belt is actually going to have 12 chaos res, so that we're actually capped. Or 13. 13's fair. That's ethical. Maybe the max life is high. We'll say it has 80 max life. Great. And we'll say that it has 20 strength. Okay. Belt made ethical. Ethical belt. And we're still not capped? I'm pissed. Belt is 14 chaos res. Sue me. Okay, we're capped. Okay. Our fire, cold, and lightning resistance is in shambles. But that's okay, we haven't even done rings yet. And fuck, we could eat... Dude! Am I crazy? Or can we actually use charm resistances as resistances? No, I don't think so, perfect game. It might be, I don't know. It all depends on if you find the Hollow Mask or not. That'll be like a huge thing. Hardcore Soul is self-found. It's going to be pretty hard to get any gear at all whatsoever. You're a bit on your own there. I'll always help out and give you the ideas that I have, but I do make softcore builds. You can always lean more into mana if you're going hardcore. So tree needs breach progression, is used for rings, amulet, belt, and currency. We'll probably be able to aim for one or two of those items, definitely. But so league start plan on top of this is go straight to breach, get the hidden ascendancy node. Then from there, if we think breach Walmart is going to be an effective currency strategy, we might just stay there. Or we skip breach Walmart and we go straight to Pirateville. We're gonna go fucking sail the high seas and bum rush the shit out of Expedition and Alder because they stack the mechanics together, and it's gonna be a raw divine currency printer. There's no downside to volatility when you take that node on the ascendancy passives. Twisted Kodai, I think I said this, but thanks for following if I didn't say it before. Okay. So all of that's ethical. But okay, this is what I was going to ask. How likely with the Hollow Mask, because we're going to get tons of charm charges, how likely do we think and how viable do we think it will be to use charms as resistances? Be like the first person in fucking history that actually uses charms as a resistance layer. Is that crazy? Run a ruby, run a topaz, run a sapphire, and then I don't have to get 25% of those resistances on my gear because I'll always have charges. Every 3 seconds we'll consume, it lasts 4 seconds. Hollow Mask is Mage Blood at home. Exactly, dude. We take too many hits per second, I don't know. I think we'll be killing everything before it really has a chance to damage us. And did they fix how charms work that it applies to the hit that causes it to proc? I don't know anything about charm tech. I won't assume that I do. So if any of you geniuses in chat want me to fucking check it out, it's an option for sure. Because we're gonna get 20 charges back every time we pick up one of those things. So that's gonna be a usage. A usage lasts for 4 seconds. So even like, oh, that means infinite charges. That literally means infinite charges on resistance charms. Because we will pick up automatically every 3.66 seconds, because that's the interval at which they spawn, the charm charge one. We will pick up one. That will fill 20 charges. We will have infinite charm charges. They will never be out. So we only have to get to 50% resistances. Which makes gearing even cheaper. Tell me why it's bad. Somebody tell me why it's bad. Remnant effect will be not quite 200%. So let's say it's 160%, because that's achievable without any gear. So 160% of 5 is double than 60%. So 5 times 2 is obviously 10, and then 60. So that's 13 charges back every time. And then if we get a belt with the modifier increased charm charges. Oh, actually, I think on the charms themselves, they have increased charges. Or increased charge generation. Let's look at the modifiers. Duration is higher, so that's another way for us to do it. And then it's increased charges gained. How good is increased charges gained? We can get 54% at level 48. So 50% at level 48 on the charge itself. So that's 7.5. So it's 13 times 1.5. 13 from Remnant Effect times 1.5. It's 20. It's basically 20. If we get a belt that has the mod, because there's always the belt, you're always getting that dumb shit modifier on a belt. You'll just be increased charges. So we can get an ethical belt. Is it technically in jewelry? Yeah, belts. Modifiers. Charm effect duration. It's a suffix. That sucks. I wish it wasn't a suffix. We can desecrate for charges per second. Wait, what? That's not really a thing. I don't know how good that would be anyway. That would be some PDR, but I don't think it'd actually be good. Don't those trigger only on hit? Yeah, that's my question though. Wait, how's that math work? So, I don't know exactly what you're talking about with how that math works, but we get 160% increased remnant effect without trying. If we go to my character in-game, Into the Breach gets remnants have 50% increased effect. The Hollow, the new helm, has a line on the new version of it. PoE 2DB. The Hollow. I like how PoE 2DB is like, data mining's not possible, fuck off, wait till tomorrow. The Wildwoods gifts have remnants have 95% increased effect. So it's actually even higher. So it's 95 plus our ascendancy, 50% increased effect. So without trying, we get 140%, and then we're always taking this 20% here. So it is 160. Oh, wait, but then you're also taking, it's 160 increased effect, and then the support. Um, Remnant potency. We're going to take Remnant potency 1 because we don't want the delay on these ones. So we'll have 20% from there. So we'll have 180% effectiveness on the charms that we get from it. Because this is a remnant, the effect of the remnant, which is giving you charges, gets multiplied by 180%. So it's 5 times 2, and then it's 5 times 1.8, which is 9. So that's, no, right? 5 times 1, that is 9. Yeah. No, fuck. Fuck. Why am I spurging? It's 9 total. 9 total. That's right. No. Fuck. No, it's 9. It's 9. It's 14. 14. I'm sorry. My smooth brain took over there for a second. It's 9. So because it's 9, that's 14 base, and then if we get increased charm charges on it. Hey, third low, thanks for the first time chat, and thanks for the follow. If we get an increased charges on there, then it's 21, and then it's infinite uptime. Because it has the same text as Into the Breach. Manifests nearby every 1.21 seconds. There's 3 different versions. One's charms, one's mana flask, one's life. With it being each one of those versions, you'll get one of the versions of charms every 3 seconds. The duration on the charms is 4 seconds, so it means infinite uptime on your resistance charms. We don't even need to take charm nodes on the tree. One plus 95. Okay, 2.95, you're right. So it's even higher than I was mathing. 2.9, so it's 5 times 2.95, so it's 14. Like, yeah, we're gonna be able to get 20, and we'll be capped on charm gen. But the only thing, yeah, Power Weasel, that came as part of Desecrate League in 0.3. Any weird benefits we can get from tree? I don't think so. Like, while your charms are active, this is decent, actually. Thicket Warding, recover 5% of max mana when charm is used, but I don't think that's actually going to be good. Because I'm not traveling all the way here for that. There's this charm wheel. Charges gained. Cannot use charms. Obviously not going to do that one. More recovery, gain charges per second. Movement speed on Tuesdays. Damage on Tuesdays. 25% increased effect is decent. Charm slot's useless. That's pretty much it. So nothing too crazy on the tree. Yeah, we watched that at the beginning of the stream, Thurlow. And we're basically saying it's insane. No, we do not need duration prefix on charm. We would want increased charges to make sure that it's giving us 20 charges back when we collect the thing for it. If you do, I think both of them will function very similarly, but to ensure it, I don't know. I wish there was somebody that knew beyond a shadow of a doubt. Here, let's just ask Google. When I activate a charm in PoE 2, does the activating hit give reduced damage? How old is this? 2025?
Hey guys, how's it going? Perry in here. Today I want to give you guys a Path of Exile 2 video where I go over some of the mechanics that have to do with charms. Now, charms are kind of the cross between like a new item and the effects that we typically tried to resolve in Path of Exile 1 with the utility flasks. And overall, they're pretty cool. They kind of add a little bit of something on your character that allows you to really mostly overcome your biggest weakness. The Silver Charm is a pretty interesting one. There's not a lot of slows that I would consider particularly potent. There might be some value to this if you're playing and doing a lot of Sanctum. The charms themselves.
Sun Charm, Golden Charm.
And a lot of these charms the Silver Charm is a pretty interesting.
You know what? I think I just want to check the DB because I don't think I can find it in that video quick enough. Charm. Charms. Charms reference. Charms are protective trinkets. Well, this doesn't fucking help anything. Well, if it doesn't work for resistances, it still works for freeze, stun, and slow. So we would effectively be chill immune, right? Use when you're affected by a slow. It lasts 3 seconds. So we can get increased duration on this and be chill immune. So Silver Charm's chill immune, freeze immune, stun immune, right? Or I think stun charms are a little different. Last 3 seconds, cannot be stunned. I swear to God they changed it. I wish they had like a direct reference because I thought that you can use a stone charm to not get stunned and it will prevent the stunning hit. Because if the Hollow Mask literally means you're stun immune, chill immune, and freeze immune, then it's even crazier. Hold on. Blank. Help. Charm stuff at blank. Does the stun charm prevent a stun or only additional stuns after the first one? I swear they made this change. Like, I swear to God they made that change. I think they only proc when you take that kind of damage. If you run resistance charms, won't they continually proc and cast on charm use becomes viable? Yes. That's what we're thinking, Ruthie. I don't know if we'll have enough to sustain cast on charm use if they continuously proc with like a new... I don't think it continuously procs because I think the last 4 seconds locks you out of using it again. Because if it continuously procced, then you would just be like out of charges all the time. I don't think that's how they function. I could be entirely wrong. I know almost nothing about charms. Can we just swap to a Curse Immune Charm to ignore Temp Chains maps? That'd be amazing. I think Silver Charm effectively does that same thing, and it also, because Temp Chains is considered a slow, it would still slow our action speed. But I think if we can solve stun without a stun charm, Because slows and that's well, when it's freeze, it works. It works. It prevents the freeze from happening. Like I know that for a fact. A thawing charm prevents freeze from happening for sure. If you look at a charm, it says on it that it procs when you take that kind of damage or get stunned, etc. Correct, but I know for a fact that freezing charms prevent the initial freeze. I feel like that has to be... Oh, they may now at one point they did not. I was iterating for cast on shenanigans. I mean, I'm just not sure is the only problem. And I feel like that just becomes like insanely good. We're gonna ignore resistances for now. It would be cool to solve 25% all res with charms, but I think solving slow at a minimum, freeze at a minimum, and whatever third one, depending on how stone charm functions. But solving slow and solving freeze with a bit of duration or increased charm charges is good enough. Let's actually look at that. The belt ones. Because we're not gonna, yeah, because we're gonna be killing stuff also for charges, so that probably gives us enough charges to wait in between. But if I think being slow immune and freeze immune is good enough, stun immune potentially, depending on how it works. Because when you click a frozen strongbox, you know what? I think what it is you're frozen for literally like 0.01 seconds and then it kicks in. So it doesn't even feel like you were ever frozen. It would be Overture. Me and Blank talked about that too. Before. And slow would effectively be the same thing. But if it's a stun, I don't think it cleanses the stun. But I mean that's still helpful, even if it doesn't cleanse that initial stun, because usually you don't die to the initial stun. You die because the stun hits you, and then you get stun locked because everything else is pile driving on you. I guess the difference is the keyword become. Yeah. Use when you become, use when you take. But didn't they nerf that loop, Khalil, or you tested it recently? Khalil on YouTube, for those that are on Twitch only, said, so on Infernalist I tested Bijou. You take either the Chaos Charm or fire damage on hit to create the autocast sequence. Now it's working right now. Why do you take the Chaos Charm? And how fast is the autocast sequence? Hey Braxton, how you doing? And yes, light stuns is stun, Slayer. You convert Fizz to Chaos in Ascendancy Tree. Okay. That's easy enough to do, because you can get that on a chess piece, but I'm not I don't even know, I don't think I'm even gonna go down the VG Born rabbit hole, to be honest. I at the start of the league I was theory crafting it. I don't think that we have enough charm generation from the hollow for using it as a resource to be an auto bomber. I think I was gonna plan on doing something with it like an AFK Deli character, and that'll be a character I do in the future. But I think for right now we can just use the hollow to be Slow, freeze immune for sure. Maybe curse immune. I think curse immune is also strong. Like just being immune to those three things permanently because we're always getting charges even on boss fights, I think that's good enough. So I think that after that full conversation, our charms are going to be whatever they're going to be, and we don't even need to put it in the PoB. Thanks for the insight, Khalil. I appreciate it. So actually, one more question for you, Khalil, if you'll answer. Um, the so were you using they don't use? No, you can't use the chest that says don't use charges, right? Because it doesn't use charges, so because it's a use, it doesn't use any charges, it doesn't actually proc. Hey Zethix, thanks for following. Yeah, it doesn't work. So what were you doing for charm charges? Like how often were your casts going out? Because the Hollow instantly becomes the fastest charge gen for charms in the game. You get them back every pack without Hollow. Every rare. Every rare pack, you're saying, right? Maybe there's something there. I'll investigate it further later on, and I'll definitely be making a build guide about Bijou-born Auto Bomber. Because I think it's totally viable. You get 100% charm charges gained with just belt, plus remnant effect. That would be fucking 385%. So 4.85. What's 5 times 4.85? We can actually just get it just straight at 5. So we can get easily like 25 charges per pickup too. Yeah. Well, I think like we'll put a pin in this for everybody, but I think cast on charm use Bijou Bomber is back. I'm not league starting it, to be clear, but I think with Acolyte Remnant Tech and Hollow Tech and self damage, potentially we can get Divine Flesh with the hidden node. If it's hidden node, then we're fucking eating so good. So I think Bijou Bomber's back. You heard it here first. That Bijou Bomber's probably good enough to be a meta build. Blink into a pack, cast fucking 16 comets, blink to the next pack, cast 16 comets, or just sit there AFK in Delhi and have everything just slam down on you. And then we can take fucking Blue Flame and just be immortal with the leech. Fuck, you can even do Red Flame. You can even do Red Flame Life Stacker if you wanted to, but I think Mana Stacker is actually superior. Anyways, rant over. Hollow's sick. It's fucking bis for Acolyte like crazy. You'll consume all 3 as soon as you're hit. Yeah, that's fine though. Okay, so we're gonna do rings now, and we need to fix resistances. So our rings are just gonna be like, they don't have breach rings in this. Are you serious? Whatever. We'll just do like base mana rings or something. Oh, duh, I'm doing weapons. Any slot. Breach. Why don't you have breach in here, man? It's fucked up. Yeah, let's just take some like shitty Lazuli rings and fix our resistances with it. We're not going to take mana regeneration rate ever. So let's just say like, yeah, the standard tier lightning res, standard tier fire res, keep int on this one. Maybe we do like We want increased chaos damage, and we want increased max mana. I think it is an essence, right? Do they have the perfects in here? They don't. So we just have to like make a custom modifier. What is the modifier actually called? Number percent max mana, and we'll just do like 5%. Add modifier, custom, 5% increase maximum mana. Add, and it does work. 5% increase maximum mana, lightning fire int. We can probably get a higher chaos damage roll. This is an ethical ring, right? Everyone agrees this is ethical. Maybe the catalyst isn't as ethical, but we're rushing breach, so it's my build. Y'all can fuck off. And then we want to use said ring. Okay, so what other resistances do we need to solve for? We can get resistances in rune slots too. We can do that. So like it doesn't need to be perfect. It can just be close. So we'll add modifier. We'll do custom. Say 5% increased maximum mana. Add. Turn off mana regeneration rate. And we need fire. And we need cold. And I'm not even touching the modifiers. So it's like 28, 30%. 25 there. Intelligence I'm not touching. I'll touch the mana a little bit. On the prefix, we'll add increased chaos damage. We'll increase that to like 24%. Okay. Now that is an ethical ring. So we save that one, and then we use that. These aren't even breach rings, so which one did I say? I'm going to do the cold one. So our lightning res is a little low. Let's look at these and see how ethical we believe all of these to be. Ethical. We're not gonna have increased effective socketed items. So we can actually take that one out and add like a 30% lightning res. So we'll edit, and then we'll take this out, and then, oh wait, the lightning res is already on here. I didn't see that fracture. Okay, well we'll ignore that. We'll just say that I also have plus 20 to cold resistance. And then we'll add the percent. We'll make this a little more ethical. Save, save. Great. So now our cold is a little more fixed. This one is missing a modifier. So let's just say that we grab some lightning res on here, and we'll save that. And then we can easily get the rest on runes or something like that for league start. Because these are just like ethical levels of rings. And there's some stuff in tree that we could do with the updated tree. So I'm just going to say, I'm going to edit this one to be 16 all. So that we're at 50%. And I think that's ethical. For resistances. Hey Gilgek, thanks so much for hanging out tonight, and have a good night. That should be feasible in Solo Self-Found too, or is it not? I don't know. I don't know enough about Solo Self-Found to say that it's feasible or not. But yeah. So I think this is an entirely ethical league starter that does not have insane gear, and we can make it a lot more insane. And with this being a fully ethical league starter, our max hit on resistances, because we're going to assume cap. You know what, I'm going to increase the cold res to cap, because we're going to assume that we're getting res cap from whatever it's called, runes or some other metric. But our max hit on cold is 18k. Our fizz max hit is 6k. Our effective hit pool will be north of 10k. Our average damage per hit will be 95k. We can easily get more crit chance too. So I think this is totally ethical. What day is this gear targeting budget wise? I would say this could be day 1, day 2. But you don't have to perfectly fix your resistances either. But I'd say, like, depending on how hard you go, I'll say how many hours. I'd say this build is probably 16 hours in. And this is clearing all content. All, like, entry-level content. Once you juice the content up, you're going to obviously get some better gear. You're going to find some stuff. You're going to craft some stuff. It'll all be good. But I think this is a good 16-hour ethical build. And then we can just boost it to the 9s with whatever else. And right now, the tree is only level 87. And tree is probably like crit is what we go away from early. And then we do need to fuck with the tree though, because we have to get arcane remnants at a minimum. When you're poisoned and you're a mana stacker, that doesn't go straight to life, right? That's a really dumb question, but that doesn't go straight to life, right? How is this versus Hollow Palm? We'll level as Hollow Palm, Frigwy, but Hollow Palm is not viable in the end game. In all scenarios, Hollow Palm is not viable end game unless you have a crazy, crazy attack speed stacker build, and even then, you can probably get more attack speed from an actual weapon. So you can view the Hollow Palm Keystone as a leveling keystone. It is not viable to completely clear the game, in my opinion. What's the damage numbers I'm looking to hit with Flicker? This at a minimum. And this isn't even like the actual damage number because momentum doesn't calculate damage and it's 40% more. Close combat doesn't calculate damage and it's 30% more. Hit and run calculates 0 damage. Tolls calculates a tiny bit of damage, and that's only because I'm not equipped with Original Sin. This is only level 29. We can easily get to like level 35. Something akin to that. In Turbo Endgame gear, I'll actually log out to my other character of like what I think I can get it to with all the new crafting stuff, with like jewel sockets and everything optimized. This is what I think the damage will get to. My flicker's at 497 and I haven't picked up any flames yet. We'll pick up some flames real quick. This character doesn't have remnant collection range, but with charge staff and max power charges and like 7-8 flames will be over 1 million damage per hit. And again, same thing. I've got rapid attacks on here, which doesn't scale the damage. I've got close combat, which doesn't scale it. I've got Dialas in here that just gives me some more crit. So like, none of these are like tooltip inducing runes. So I think we can easily scale Flicker to like 2 million damage per hit. And that's not the total Flicker. This is average damage like per use, because it's taking the total damage, it's applying crit bonus, it's applying damage as extra, and this is what we would be hitting. Is like north of 500k very easily. And how much are you shooting for at like tier 15 just starting to farm? What do you mean by, oh, like damage? Like 30k. Like 30k. And the PoB already has 90k in there. So totally ethical PoB. I need to fix the tree. But fully ethical PoB, and it's still good damage. It's still very defensive. I don't... Tell me why it's bad. Tell me why it's bad. Because I'm going to be uploading this video tonight. Or first thing in the morning. Depending on how motivated or not motivated I am. I am super motivated because obviously fucking league starts tomorrow. Should probably have a league starter out. But very ethical PoB. Alright, so now we need to go through and figure out... Let's take all of this out, actually. And we only lose 20k damage. And then we would probably... What is the warnings? I don't have enough dex. And we're not we're allocating for regular weapon set now. Dex is 3, so 3. Why did it do that? I don't want to allocate for that. I want to allocate for regular, please. Thank you. So we are for sure going this. We'll just pretend that resonance doesn't exist. That already takes my damage to 83k, so these nodes are worth 10k, which is still, like, pretty good. But I think we can wait on getting these until... Which also means that we don't have to collect as much chaos res, because we don't have the minus chaos res from spaghettification. So our damage doesn't go down very much. Our tree's still level 87, and then we're just going here. What else are we taking out of this? We could probably take this out, but I don't want to. We're taking Wither out, because I haven't even talked about solving for Wither yet. That'll be in the build video guide. We can definitely solve for Wither, no problem. And then now, what's the most efficient pathing to get here? So we have to take... we actually do want to take the Power Within for power charges, so we're going there no matter what. And then these 2 points can go away because we would connect here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or do we go... Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it doesn't matter what direction we go. But this direction technically saves me points, right? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think we're always just pathing down here. And we're getting as much int as possible. Because we have we met? No, we haven't met the dexterity requirements. We're actually going dex here. We don't need that dex. We need this dex. And we're going here. We're getting remnant range pickup. So then we can go to create additional remnant instead, which is good. That's a benefit. Wait. But we just don't connect right here. It's fine. This isn't efficient. Because I'd only save 2 points if I disconnect this. Because I'm always going over here for the crit. Not to sidetrack your planning, but how do you think game handles remnant effect if you're providing remnants to allies if they also have remnant effect? Would it be additive? Would they only get your effect? Would they take the greater effect? Take the greater effect if you're both going Acolyte. So The only other change would, but like, okay, so I'm not going above the top because there's nothing up top that I want to get. I don't want to get this if I was if I was spellcasting. I don't want skill effect duration. I'm not getting any of this. So like this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, whereas this is 1, 2. Yeah, this is more efficient. I mean, I think that's the inefficient tree. Get second weapon set for unstable bond, second weapon set for curse magnitude. Because we're not going jewels early, I wonder if just cutting this entire section is worth it. And then just getting crit bonus, crit chance, crit bonus, crit chance here. Grabbing this crit and then just connecting right here. Because we're going to be traveling that way anyway. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. We can cut these 2 points. How much crit do we lose unallocating this? So we're at 47 down to 37. I didn't see how much crit multi we lost, so I need to check that. $45, $586. So we only lose like 70 multi. And we were at 45, right? So if we just take all of this, and then we connect here. Do we have enough decks? Yeah. So let's just say that we're taking all int. We take this for the crit chance. Crit chance is equal. And then, because we are now connected through here, wait, I can save 4 points right here by only connecting up here rather than saving just 2 points, because I'm connecting through down here, so I can save 4 points, right? Yeah, I'm connected, so now I don't have the decks. This would be second weapon set now. We'll just pretend it's strength. We'll get that for second weapon set. Oh, I have 6 weapon set 1 skill points too? This is poggers, my doggers. Or no, I don't. I just have 4 weapon set 2, so we'll just take these with weapon set. That's weapon set 1. No, thank you. I want weapon set 2, please. Okay, 3 warnings. You have allocated too many weapon set passives. Well, fuck you. You're not making sense. You just told me I had 2. What's it saying? You have 6 weapon set 2 passives available? No, I fucking don't, you stupid goddamn motherfucker. How many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. 10. That's free. I don't even think we need the jewel socket either, actually, early on. We can always come back to that. So yeah, I think we just don't take that either. Taking the crit and the crit bonus every time. So what level is that? Minus 14, that's level 86. Crit is about the same. Multi's a little lower, but we can get more multi right here. 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 So it's all healthy if I didn't want to travel all the way down here. Eventually I will because of the jewel socket. Well, wait. No, I wouldn't, because what I'm saying is, well, yeah, I would, because I'd get another 10 levels. How many points is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, and then we can take points out right here. So level 97, maximize this area. I'm thinking this is ethical. And it's still taking 1, 2, 3 jewel sockets. We can be even more efficient and not take these 3 nodes and connect 2 and get another free point. But this is fine for right now, because that's at least 3 jewel sockets to start, and you can get a 4th one pretty easily. Cost efficiency? Why would cost efficiency be good for Flicker? I mean, is that how the game would treat it? Yeah, the game would treat it as strongest remnant. Because that's how it works with, or most recent, actually, is probably what it would be. Or if it is possible, I'm going to support my brother if he picked up remnant effect. Would it grant him any remnant with my increased effect? I don't actually know that piece, if he grabbed remnant effect. But I don't think it's super worth double dipping, even if that was the case. It's probably better to just get, like, flat damage. Alright, I think this is ethical. It's 14 less than max. So that'd be level 86. We probably delay crit chance. We're probably starting this way because we're going Hollow Palm, then going this way, then grabbing EB. Well, we don't grab EB until we can get EB and Mom. So I don't know, like, when I'll specifically make the transition. Because there's got to be more stuff that I got to do with this. I mean, it's probably not that hard, right? Yeah, I wonder if I just take this out because it's not doing anything now. I've made it so that it's not doing anything. And then if we go back to the tree and then we connect here with Dex, and we change this to Dex because we don't need the strength. We just cut this because this is really efficient crit. Then your pathing is very simplified. So pathing becomes go here, get crit and stats. Probably still don't need that much strength, so we can probably convert some of the strength nodes back into Dex. 3 Dex, Eldritch, boom, boom, boom. And then this becomes Dex. How much int do we have? 163. Dex for requirements, I think we want to be at like 160-ish for Herald of Thunder, because I think I want to go Herald of Thunder instead of Ice. This is weapon set 2. Not 1, you mongoloid. 2, okay. And then now the pathing is very straightforward. We can probably cut all of this for crit chance else. No, we can't. That's all the crit that we can collect. Unless we wanted to collect this, but they nerfed these nodes. If we cut this, we would just be going down here, which isn't what we want to do, and we just want this for the big crit chance early. So eventually we will actually cut this, but I think we want to come to this wheel eventually. But I'm thinking this is decently optimized for early. And I think I can just release this as is, and then just like, so, okay, how would I path? So I would path through here. I'd probably get the attack damage early, and then I can swap it over to crit bonus later. But let's just say I take the crit bonus, I take the crit, I take the crit, I take the attack damage, I take the attack damage, I take Killer Instinct. I take this for the stats and crit in the end game. With Hollow Palm, it's different. I'm just thinking once I fully transition away from Hollow Palm, I can start building this tree. I get the maximum power charges for flat damage on Charge Staff and is Charge Staff active in this config? I don't think so. I get Throat Seeker, I get the Quarterstaff stuff. Maybe even before I get the Quarterstaff stuff, I get this, then I get the Quarterstaff stuff. Then once I'm done with that, then I can go get my Remnant effect. I think I'm actually wanting my Remnant effect stuff first. I want to collect all that stuff earlier. So I think, unironically, it's probably here to Killer Instinct, then Power Charges, then I'm getting this Remnant stuff, then I'm getting this Remnant stuff, then I'm getting this Remnant stuff. Then I start going back over here for all of my crit. Prioritize here for the attributes because we'll be attribute hungry. Okay, I like this. And then I have all of this collected, and then all of this collected, and then I can, so how many points is that? So how many extra, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Do we solve damage first or do we solve health first? Because 22 minus 86 would be 64. We can probably swap to Mom EB at like level 80. Or earlier. If we just say fuck it to like all of this early, we can probably go Mom EB early if we want to. It won't be a clean transition. I'll be real. This is me making it as clean as I possibly can. But I think this is about as clean as I can possibly make it. I don't think I can make it too much cleaner. I don't know the order that you're going to take things. It won't be the best build guide in the world, but that'll be the barrier to entry. If you can figure out my chicken scratch and PoB, then you deserve my build. If you can't, you don't deserve my build. Yeah, Overture, nothing really changes with the way that we're progressing. We're still swapping to Flicker Strike. So I guess you're always going for the max power charges early. And then you get... So what level is that to get max power charges so that you can start flickering? So we need Reaper's Invocation for power charges. We need Mana Remnants for health. And that's it. That's 60 Spirit. So that's online Act 4. So Hollow Palm, Ice Strike, Glacial Cascade, Frozen Locust until you can get 60 spirit. Then get your power charges. So you only really need 30 spirit for Reaper's Invocation. What level is Reaper's Invocation? Yeah, well, the earliest you can possibly flicker is level 52, because that's when you unlock it. But what is, what level is Reaper's Invocation minimum? Because that's our power charges, and I'm not fucking with power charges any other way. Reaper's is perfect. Fight me. It's level 14 Spirit Gem. So what level is 14? Quarterstaff is 13 and that's 52, so is it technically 54? Do I have a 14 Spirit Gem? I don't. I can probably just buy one, right? They need to change it so that when you open Ange and click that, it just lets you start typing. Spirit 14, I have... It's 20 fucking divine. Currency. I fucking...
Have an order? Yes. I'll fill that in as soon as I can.
$58. So 58 is the earliest flicker swap, so at level 58, what is our tree? 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21, 22, or 23, 25, 29, plus 4, 33. Level 33 plus however many books you have at that point, which is probably at least 16. So, I mean, plus the remnant stuff, and we probably take the remnant stuff early. So we'd be taking the remnant stuff before we'd be taking power charges. And then we're at 38 or something like that. So 30, 40, 42, 44, 47, 50, plus 3, 53, 56, 60. So you can take all the remnant stuff and you can take all the power charge shit by level 60. And that's when you can make the swap to flicker. And you're still taking attack damage, so you're not gimping yourself. So you can make the switch to level 60 then. Okay. I'm gonna... Can I record a video and stream at the same time? I don't think I can. I don't have a second thing, because I need to record the video before I go to bed. But I don't want to leave you guys. This is my, like, most poppin' stream that I've had, like, literally all year. You guys are excellent. I can only speak for myself, but the collective knowledge about Chonk here and on Discord is truly the best of the best. I have great respect for the years of experience that have been accumulated here. Thanks for sharing. Hey, Braxton, I really appreciate it, man. Yeah, the Discord's awesome, and if you're not in there, go join it. The only thing the only downside about the Discord is I'm gonna bug you with that everyone pings every time I go live. But other than that, that's the only downside. Everything else is upside. You know what we are gonna do though? We're gonna get the leopard gecko out. I'm gonna turn off my camera real quick. So I just wear a shirt, I don't wear pants. So we'll turn off the camera, we'll turn it back on after I get the leopard gecko out. You guys will get that treat while I figure out what I want to do for how I want to record the guide. Hi, Tippers. Come on, big guy. Let's get you out of there. Sorry, you're coming with me. All right. We've got the little guy. And he's coming to say hi. Okay. Video capture back on. There's Tippy. Affectionately named by my daughters. This is Tibby, the leopard gecko. He likes to chill in my shirt a lot of the time. He just ate, so he's a happy lizard. I know the camera isn't the best quality. Let's see if I can get it to focus a little better. He's got like a little smile because he's happy because he ate today. If you guys can see that. And he's just my PoE buddy. Isn't that right? See, he doesn't even want to run. He's just chilling in my hand. If you've never had a leopard gecko, they are so cozy and cute. They feel like velvet. And he can just chill in my hair. Hey, where are you going? Don't go free willy on me. Every once in a while, he just wants to jump off my shoulder. Let's see if he does it. Hey. Easy, killer. Easy. Easy. It's not the exact same as the Connor build, Snoko. This is a Marshall-based build that is not using Archmage or anything else. So it'd be approximately level 60 for Flicker, and then you're choosing between more damage, I didn't grab the quarterstaff wheel yet, versus Mommy B for defense. That's right. That's what Overture just said on YouTube. I see you are a Templar IRL. Yeah, there you go. Power Weasel, that's right. Because I don't wear pants. So level 60 Flicker is the target. And then you decide if you want more damage or defenses. At level 60. So I don't know how smooth that transition is, because I've obviously not played it out. But if you want a Giga endgame build, that's what I'm going to make you. And this is going to be Giga at endgame, guaranteed. But getting there, I'm very similar to Connor in that way, is just figure it out. Because getting there is not too hard. Like, you can probably get to endgame tier 16 maps just taking these nodes. And literally nothing else. Like, it's so piss easy. You get there and you're golden. Just get your character to fucking level 86. You can use this whole tree. Then you'll get into the mid-90s in no time. Once you're mid-90s, you can get the full value of the tree. I'll obviously be putting an updated guide out, but that's just what we're going to be doing. So the basis of the build, Snoko, and for anybody else who maybe you've joined like halfway through the evening, the base idea for the build is a mana stacker Acolyte of Chayula that uses purple flames as its big damage source. Why mana stacker Acolyte of Chayula? ES, Energy Shield, has been significantly nerfed on recharge, and Leech as a recovery resource. Initially, I didn't think it was so nerfed, but it has been majorly nerfed to a maximum of around 880 Energy Shield recharge per second if you're leeching. And then recharge rate is hella slow, and the recharge delay is hella slow, so I don't want to fuck with an Energy Shield again. So we'll fuck with the real blue life. Very similar to a lot of you guys have mentioned Connor, 1 mana left a lot. Very similar concept to that. We are not necessarily using mana for damage because there's not a great way to scale that. The only way that we can scale mana as damage effectively right now as a martial character is through the new Twisted Empyrean Mace. There is, if you wanted to scale mana as damage as a martial character, if you join the Discord, I have somebody in the Discord that is theory crafting and creating a PoB for the mana stacker mace user. So if that was your flavor of the month, join the Discord. You can definitely hit that build up. It'll be good. Blank is a genius as well. If you want to do Spellcaster, Mana Stacker, you can follow Connor or Slayer. Slayer's also in my Discord. He's going to be doing it too. But my build idea is essentially mana as defenses, so not going super all in on mana. Like even at 3,600 mana with like poverty gear, we are having an effective hit pool of 6k Fizz max hit, and then a much bigger effective hit pool via Chaos and Cold and Fire. So our effective hit pool is north of 10k, a Fizz max hit. My goal was greater than 5k. That's where we got. When we get to the turbo endgame on this build, we can scale damage to the moon with Purple Flames and Flicker. We can scale mana to the moon, which is essentially our defense. We can probably get a Fizz max hit of closer to like 8 or 9k. And that's really the direction that we'd be going. So it won't be as much mana as Connor, because he has a staff and a couple other things going for him that way. But this is a good league start idea. So thanks for following, Snoko. So that is the overview for people who didn't watch the rest of the stream. You are going in the shirt, so I know that you can't escape, so that I can get both hands on the keyboard. And I'll give another showcase now. All right, so we're gonna go into a map. I'm gonna turn flames on so that you guys can actually see what it's gonna effectively look like. There's my flames. Have OSIN on. We'll just keep it on, it's fine. And then we will go into, I don't like Marrow, I like Riverside. Riverside's a good map. My issue with monks, always trails will be easy. You may want to rephrase that. I'm not really understanding what you said. Oh, are always trials. Will trials be easy? I mean, to each their own, but I don't think leveling is too crazy difficult. If you can get past the leveling curve in like 12 hours, you're going to be totally fine. So here's the proof of concept for what it would look like using mana as your life pool. mana remnants will overflow your maximum blue life pool. So what's not calculated in PoB is if you overflow mana remnants, and you will do that very consistently in high tier maps. I am temp chainsed, so that kind of sucks. But I am overflowing, so my max hit in maps is actually much higher than what it normally would be if I was just bossing. It may look a little bit different on the clear, because I may choose to do something else other than Herald of Ice for clear. But the concept is the same. You will be flickering all over the place. Like that. You will instantly delete everything in a tier 16 map. You have essentially unlimited power charges for you to do with as you please. You are a tanky motherfucker that doesn't have the one-hit potential of energy, shield, and evasion-based characters. So you're not going to get one-tapped near as often. That's the proof of concept. And then we just get a ton of damage as extra from flames, which, since we can't get it from Archmage because we're Martial, that's totally fine. We'll just get it from flames. Will be an excellent breach character because you just travel across the entirety of the breach. I haven't even dodged rolls once. No sprinting or anything like that. This is just what you can come to expect. I should turn off the shrine so that it's not giving false advertisement. There you go. And that, instead of breach splinters, that'll all be hive blood or whatever it's called. How many buttons is the build? 2. And then sometimes a little bit more than that because of... So, here's the full rotation. And it'll be in the build guide video, the League starter video, that explains all of the tech of like what you can expect once you get to maps and endgame. Until you get a Sky Hive Breach, Bloons Tower Defense, it's fine. Flicker will still work just fine for that. Sorry to hear that, Paradox, but yeah, it should be pretty easy. So, technically the maximum number of buttons that you would press is 5. And the 5th one is Weapon Swap. So, Weapon Swap, Profane Ritual for power charges, Weapon Swap back, or you can just click Flicker. Then you do your Charge Staff, which is technically a 6th button, but that's just a buff button. That's not what your full rotation is because you have a full minute of Charge Staff. You'd actually have 7 power charges, so it'd be even longer. So Weapon Swap, Profane Ritual, that's 2 buttons. Activating Charge Staff is 3 buttons. That's your buff rotation. That's pre-bosses, that's pre-maps, that's what you're doing. Then the rest of the buttons, all through maps, is Flicker Strike, and then you're holding down Reaper's Invocation for power charges. You can invest in more Spirit if you don't want to press Reaper's Invocation. It's just very difficult to get more Spirit to get all the way up to Cock. Cock is 90, so you'd have to find 60 more Spirit. Hey Sanja. Sanja in YouTube chat asks, think non-crit Dreamer stuff, pure fizz is viable for martial artists. Sick of clicking the same crit nodes every league. when I did the damage tests on a perfect Dreamer staff versus a perfect crit quarterstaff and changed everything, I don't know if this will be one-to-one with Martial Artist, because Acolyte calculates damage a bit different than a lot of other Ascendancies because of all the damage is extra that we get. It was within 20% of each other. So the 20% being that Dreaming Quarterstaff was 20% worse than the crit nodes. Ow. You fucker. Why are you biting me? Come on out. Gosh, you need to cut your nails. You grumpy boy. He needs to cut his nails. Oh, now he's got the zoomies. He's ready to go. He's going to jump right through that camera and get you. You can use the numlock tech, but because I stream and if I say that I'm using numlock tech, it's technically against their TOS. So I'm not going to do that. And I'm used to holding F down anyway. Or there are guides out there for the numlock tech. So you can just put number lock on Reaper's Invocation and be in good shape. I like how I'm using the leopard gecko to talk. Here. I'm a VTuber now.
Hi everybody! My name's Tibby, and I'm gonna show you all about this Acolyte Jayula build. Me.
Alright, he's going back. Alright. I'll do the work you want. It's whatever. The bearded dragon gets grumpy at night, so if I take him out, he'll pancake and be angry at me. He won't bite me, but... I will be the paid chatter. Sounds good. So yeah, that's a build idea. So now, look for my league start guide. It's not going to be fancy. It's not going to be great. It's just going to be me talking over basically me doing this recording. It's not going to be anything insane. But I'm going to shoot that video out tonight. So I'm going to go record that, get thumbnail all loaded up, all that good stuff. So I'm going to pop off for tonight. I know I said I was going to record it on stream, but I don't want to deal with like cutting it out of the downloaded file, downloading it and all that kind of stuff, because tomorrow's month end for me for my real job, and I actually have a shitload to do. So, and it's already 12 o'clock, 12:15 my time. I need to be to bed no later than 2, so I'm going to spend the rest of the time kind of putting all that together, and then it's not perfect. It wasn't meant to be. It's just a league start blueprint. So yeah, I'm gonna go put that together. I really appreciate everybody tonight. Got all the way up to 31 viewers on Twitch. That's definitely a record. So what time does the update come out? Force the Light asks. I think it's 2 o'clock my time, 1 o'clock Pacific, something like that. Would you mind adding something for day 1 quarterstaff crafting and buying? Holy shit. Diesel, thanks for following. Briggy. Jesus, man. 20 gifted subs. That is fucking wild. You know what's funny? My nickname in high school was Briggy. That's really funny, because my last name's Brueggemann. I'm doxing myself right now live on stream. But everyone called me Briggy. So, wow. You deserve it, dude. Likely one of the best builds this league. Yeah, thanks, Briggy. I appreciate it, man. Well, you just made my night, man. So I really appreciate you ending my stream with a bang, because that's just sick. And um, yeah, I'm gonna put that straight back into the time that I'm spending on recording everything. So I'm gonna head out, guys. Everyone, give a big shout out to Briggy. Abraxim just gave another 5 gifted subs. This is wild. This is wild. It's like you guys just. I've been doing YouTube and streaming for a year and a half now of Path of Exile 2, mainly like a year. And this is the single most profitable night I've had in the entirety of doing this. So not that that was the end goal, but it's just really cool. You know, getting on X the Farmer stream today, helping him out with some tech. One Mana left, helping him out with the Mana Remnant and video, and it's just it's all coming together super nicely, and I couldn't be happier with my hobby. Obviously, the dream is to not make it a hobby, and you guys being generous the way that you are is super incredible. And you guys are making me just really not want to leave at all whatsoever. Yeah, glad I found out about you from Connor. Can't wait to see the video upload. Thanks, Overture. Like, honestly, guys, like, Abraxim, Briggy, you guys are great. Now I've got to get some sub badges going and some emotes. But yeah, set up a live search of your episode. Sanja's on YouTube chat is just saying some stuff about some quarterstaff ideas for crafting, but shit, you guys, super crazy. You're gonna end up getting chonk nerfed with all of your collabs and sharing knowledge. Honestly, I hope that any kind of, like, what's it called? Any kind of exposure that I put on Chonk this league and how busted a lot of the interactions are, I hope that it actually gets them to give it a really powerful rework that people want to play and not have to manipulate all of these niche interactions. Because that's what Chonk is right now. Is, hey, if you want to manipulate niche interactions in Path of Exile 2, play Chonk. And so if they give us a more straightforward ascendancy because of it, and something that lines up with like the power fantasy of what Chonk is, then I'm all for it. But what are they going to nerf? We have from 0.5 to 1.0. Are they really going to nerf Chonk in that whole time period? There was like 10 of us before I streamed and like showed people the way. I'm a designer. If you have anything, oh, Dad of Exile, damn dude, that's very generous too. So yeah, I will definitely reach out. But really, guys, this isn't me stalling to try to get you guys to gift more subs or anything like that. But I really gotta go record that. And thanks so much for making my night. You guys really are. The PoE community is just wild, and I couldn't be happier with my hobby. I know I've said that already, but I'm gonna get off stream before I start crying the happy tears, and then go from there. So I am gonna go record that. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Got plenty of things to test out on 0.5 as well. Thanks to you, yeah, Reaper. I really appreciate it. I'm actually ending stream now. I literally am finally ending stream. So hit up the Discord, like the YouTube video, subscribe to YouTube, follow me on Twitch, all the free stuff. You obviously get a lot more out of me, just like giving you content and things to work on and helping out if you join the Discord. Most of the people in there are friendly. If anyone's a dick, you can always message me, but most of the time I'm the one that's a dick. I like to make fun of minion players. Oh, okay, here's one thing. Here's the rule of the Discord that I'll say before you join the Discord and before you actually hop off stream. If you are a Blood Mage enjoyer and that is your main character and you exclusively like playing Blood Mage and like you just love Blood Mage, we regularly host Blood Mage shaming parties in the Discord. So anytime it's like Blood Mage, it's kind of like Fight Club in the Discord. We don't talk about Blood Mage at all whatsoever. And it's not because we're interested in Blood Mage at all. So if you're a Blood Mage enjoyer, that's the only thing that I would say is maybe you wouldn't be too happy with Discord. It's all memes. If you actually enjoy Blood Mage, it's totally fine. But I will shit on you in the Discord. So have a good night, everybody. I'm gonna go record that, and we'll see you later.